Greetings, colleagues, friends and supporters, members of COMETSA, dear listeners, and the production team. Welcome to our weekly show, a very special one today, indeed, the last review of the book, Holistic Career Development Perspective. We are reviewing the very last chapter, chapter 21, I Am Born to Serve. Good day, welcome. This is Santima. I'm going to be hosting the show, moderating, and of course, together with brother here, Makulu Franz Ramutla, and our reviewer, Emmanuel Mphelo, will be roofing this building, this project. And of course, Prof. Radaimani has indicated that he's out of town. And so if we are lucky, he might be able to log in somewhere in the second half. And Maimela Mutuvadze will also be joining. It is also a day for the production team to reflect, indeed, on the journey it has been since April, immediately after the launch of the book. We have been on this journey. Gaubas Rogoli Paul has always been our co-anchor. I know he's listening online. He's not able to be with us here, but he is part of us as always. And many, many reviewers that have been with us throughout the journey. It's a good moment to reflect. Greetings to you, Markolo. You're sitting direct opposite me. Let me tell the listeners around the microphone. That's why we are together today. Mela will come and join us as well. How have you been? It's cold in Gauteng today, or in South Africa in general, I'm told.
I hear that it's very bad in Cape Town, and we are suffering.
Oh, is that so? Is that
Yes,
why?
it's no.
No wonder we have winter in spring. Hmm. Our friend, our reviewer, Emmanuel, you are the one who's nailing this roof.
I hope I'm bringing the right size of the nails, Brasem.
Wow. You know, you committed to do this last chapter a long time ago. It must have been a very long journey waiting and listening to everybody review. Welcome, my brother, and we are glad to have you as the last reviewer, together with Prof. Rada Emmanuel, should he be able to join.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, beautiful. Ndate Ramutla, this is your stuff. I think I'm handing over to you to let our brother kick start the show. No rush. Nothing. Yeah. I'm getting a message that I'm not sure whether Michael he says he can hear Emmanuel or he can't hear Emmanuel. But Michael, be clear with your message. I'm not quite sure. But Emmanuel, you can hear us very well, right?
Very, very, very loud and clear. I hope the listeners can hear me.
Yes. I hope Michael is saying they can't hear you, because if they can't, then we'll have to revert to the different setup. He's typing the message. I hope he can hear us. Okay, so they said I must increase my voice. I'm using the surround microphone, and I should be able to be heard. Michael, I'm talking very loud and clear, and we are using Ndadera Muta and how we are using. Please just confirm that for us, because we want everybody to hear us. We got the surround microphone. I wanted to be able to be together with Ndadera Muta. I will increase my voice. Maybe it's just me talking. Yeah. Over to you, Makolo.
Listeners, today is a very special day, as Samuel said. We are coming to the last chapter of the book, but this is the beginning of new things to come. Again, I want to emphasize that people continue with developing other subjects out of the one chapter starting with as Marcelo said, loneliness in Kukunugan Karamuta. I had the opportunity to contribute in different institutions. First, I contributed in the NPO sector when I was employed by.
Just hold on then that Ramutla. Michael is saying they can't hear that Ramutla, but can they hear me, Michael? Because we're talking into the same equipment. I'm a little bit confused. They said it's far from the microphone. Maybe it's much closer. Can you hear me, Michael? Because Mandadira Muta is very close to the microphone, same distance as me. Just let us know before we really embark on the show. It is important for us to come across. Okay, they can hear me. Dadara Mutla, maybe you may want to go and log in from the other side. It looks like this microphone is not welcoming you. Must he go and log in from the different link, Michael? Michael is typing the message. Okay, they can't hear Dadera Mutla. I'm not quite sure why, but yeah. Okay, very soon Dadera Mutla will connect from the other side. So hopefully we will be able to be heard, because the whole idea is for us to be heard. But you don't have a problem, Emmanuel. We can hear you and you can hear us.
Yeah, definitely. I could hear even Tadera Mudla. I was fine.
Yeah, it could also be maybe Michael or the listeners. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, letting Tadera Mutla connect from. I've sent him to the different room to connect, and maybe that way you'll be much better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, great. Yeah, so I didn't know that. I mean, I wasn't aware that we are experiencing snow in the Western Cape, but no wonder we are this freezing.
Yeah, no, it's very cold and a little bit windy this
Wow.
side of the Val.
Yeah. Yeah, you were part of the book launch, Emmanuel. Maybe after you have introduced yourself to the listeners and you can share with us the memories of the launch, you know.
Yes. Good evening, listeners all over. Good evening, Brasem. Yes. My name is Emmanuel Mphelo, as Brasem has indicated. I am right now residing in the Val van der Bijl Park. Currently employed at the Val University of Technology as a project coordinator under the leadership of Dr. Muletsani as the director of the cooperative education department. I come originally from Limpopo, Brasem.
Oh yeah. Which part of Limpopo?
Kwa Sekgotsese.
That's a horses.
Sekgotsese ga Mamaila Kolobe Tona.
Wow.
Yeah, under the kingship of the chieftaincy of Hoshi Mamaila.
Yeah, that's Tukune, right?
No. It's a little bit further than that. We are a bit far. We are that side when you have Mujaji school.
Oh yes. Why did I think that is Skukune? It just shows that. Mm,
Yeah. So as a young boy who started with Will, work integrated learning here in cooperative education, growing under the leadership of Dr. Mletsani and mentorship of Mr. Mabelani and Mr. Mhlala and the rest of the colleagues. I think I met you, Brasem, first time. It was in 2017. I was doing my in-service training. We came to Kempton Park with Mr. Mabelani. It was my first Lekgotla. I was so puzzled. I found these great people sitting around the room and they were in an oval shape. And then there is a vuvuzela in the middle.
Yeah, yeah,
Young as I was puzzled. Or what kind of proceeding is this? When I want to speak, I have to go in the middle of the center, pick up the vuvuzela, go back. Such a discipline. Sit down and then say my piece, and no one must interject in between.
yes,
That was the first time I met Brasem, and I had that engagement with
yeah,
you.
yeah. 2017 was our Lekgotla year.
Yes, yes, I attended one in Kempton Park.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Datara Mutla, can you hear us very well?
Yes, I can hear you very, very well.
And you are loud and clear as well from my
Clear.
side. And you can hear him, Emmanuel.
Yes, loud and clear.
Beautiful. Michael, give us feedback. It looks like we are set to roll. Yeah, no, beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to hand over to Ndatera Mutla to engage you a little bit. And you have requested that this one needs to be conversational, and we are indeed going to be conversational. Ndatera Mutla.
Yes. Yeah, indeed, we are going to be conversational within the marching orders that we agreed on. So, Emmanuel, you have read the book. Who have read the book? Let us bring the listeners up to speed. Let us inform them about Brasam's journey. As reflected in chapter 21, I'm born to serve. Take the listener through the journey. Let them understand this book through your description of the journey.
Yes.
And then try to reflect back. As we converse, let us reflect back to the chapters that reflected on Brasam's journey, and zoom into chapter 21, I'm born to serve, and then relate this journey. I think all of us have got some journeys that we can express ourselves on, and some of the dynamics of our journeys link up with Brasam's journey. So as we converse around Brasam's journey and to converse around the subject of I am born to serve, also relate to your own journey. And then also, as we talk, we must also indicate, of course, this book and the chapter is meant to bring, to enhance the knowledge base of the readers. And therefore, we should be able to indicate how this chapter helps the current and the up and coming generations in their careers. And then at the end, of course, we have our way of ending our conversations. So we will reflect to the end of the book when we finish our conversations. Yeah, now you can start with your expression of how Brasam's journey is reflected in chapter 21, I'm born to serve. Over to Emmanuel.
Thank you, Ndadera Mutla. Ndadera Mutla, I hope I am audible enough.
Yes.
Brasem, with the launch that we attended, I felt very betrayed when I read the book. Brasem kept mentioning his grandfather And I even went to him after the session. I spoke to him about his grandfather and some of the things that related to the things that he was saying. And then when I happened to read the book, now there is this woman, his mother, that he just touched base there and there when we were launching he was launching the book. But in the book, he went into details like, I'm like, Brase, why didn't you speak about your mother right there in the launch, the way you spoke about your grandfather, the way he articulated when he spoke about a head boy that he was, relating to school when he skipped school. But nevertheless, when I read the chapter 21, I am born to serve, Ndadera Mutla, I felt like the chapter was supposed to be, I am born for this generation.
Yes.
What he saw, what he went through, how his perception about the life challenges that he went through. I'm sitting here right now and I'm thinking about this chapter, and I am flabbergasted. I am very, very challenged by how he saw his challenges. How, Brasem, how you have taken your personal development and develop it into a professional principle. That is something that I didn't see that I can myself through the things that I've seen that you said you went through in this chapter. The responsibility and the duty to assist your parents and your siblings. You said all your plans, they became secondary. So your primary plans and your primary goals was to assist your parents and your siblings. But right now in this generation now, that the generation that I say you are born to serve, you are born for this generation, this is the right generation that need to be corrected. Because if, and right now, to tell you the truth, if one person goes through these things that Brasem was going through, they now even termed it as a black tax. These are the things that we are seeing right now, but Brasem is embracing the whole of himself, saying that he was born for his family, but not only his family, to his extended relatives, to the way that to the point that the way he spoke about his mother, the way she was so open to other people, the way she had no reservation about her home. She welcomed everyone and embraced everyone in their home. The way he grew up in his grandfather's household, where he grew up with the rest of the people that he mentioned in chapter 5 also. You see, if I am to take those responsibilities right now, as I am, Emmanuel, young as I am, and Dadara Mudla, what I am looking at is my own personal goals. How we have become selfish and how we are totally, the mindset that we have, we as young people at this particular point, it's so different to what Brasem articulates and what he says that he went through, and he's embracing. Imagine, as a man who is grown up as he is right now, he's embracing and uh, proud of all these things that he went through at that particular point, at that particular time where he said he had no support structures that he has now. I don't know if I make sense, and
No, you're making very good sense. Yeah.
so as I reflected on the chapter and I looked at it, it was all about him saving the family. Although when he went on, and then he said he provided for his mother and family within his own affordability, while he was pursuing his personal and professional development. I like this because in the Muta, while he had that very let me just refer to it. You will forgive me, Brasem. Let me refer it as a burden. While he had that burden of supporting and embracing this responsibility and supported his mother and siblings, he did not neglect his desire to embark on and furthering the development abroad. He did not, although he says he may have delayed his start in the corporate, but when he started, all the experience that he had from a household, because I had also in one of the recording, I think Kim Louisa who said that or it starts at home. So with him experiencing all the hardships, I can say hardships and the burdens at home, being able to administrate and cater for all the needs that were there, but not even if it was not enough by then, and but he was able to cater and be able to to transform and make the homestead of his mother to be what she wanted it to be. And that was remarkable for a firstborn child. The responsibilities are huge. They are huge. You are looking after all the people, all the things that your parents may have failed to attain. You are automatically, if you come into a situation in a family whereby you find, or now we are, yes, children and the parents, here we are, and with the house, it's not enough to house all of us. We are sharing as a family, and then that's the first responsibility, that whenever you rise as a firstborn, you are automatically expected to build up something, come up with something that is going to improve the lives of your people, not your life alone. You do not focus, you do not become selfish immediately and say you are focusing on yourself and you migrate. And there is where he spoke about culture. Culture is learned, where he speaks about, or this being born to serve. You are born into a village. You are born, you are not only born for your family. So with his family, the way they were open, the responsibilities were huge. I can imagine. I myself have been in situation like what he went through. Nowadays, it's something that we just hear people talking about. But I can attest to that I went through that. And when you relate, I found this chapter in the Muta, this chapter, Born to Serve. I am born to serve, very, very, very connected with the child of the village. It's very connected if you check them very well. I'm a person who comes from a village, a very poor background also. And he was talking about how a person, if your response as a child of a village demonstrated the family values that you were brought under. This is something that we still apply even right now. Even right now, you see, let me give you an example. When we are here in the university, we work with students from different walks of life. When they come to the office, we engage them, we find what is the problem and all of that. And then there is sometimes when you comes a vendor student, and he says, I did this and this and this. I will ask him, where are you from? Why would you do that? And then he'll say, I'm from vendor, and I will get in his language because I know his language. Ah, man, muvenda itinga uralo. You understand? I'm trying to connect with him, or I don't know. Vendors are not do not do such things. So these are the values, the kind of values that we grow and we expect people, most especially when we are here in Gauteng. We like saying, or Rona, as the young people, we like saying, or no, when you are from Limpopo, you work for home. Kas venda bari, u shumela haya. You are working for home. Everything that you do, you are starting at home. You improve the life of the ones that you left at home. So basically, the two chapters, I felt that he was going in that very direction. Or no, as much as those hardships that he went through, it was not necessarily a burden for him. He was able to transform all these things. This is just something that is remarkable. I myself, I am amazed that I went through things in the earlier time when I was still young. I grew up in myself. I grew up in my grandfather's homestead, because at home it was not that fabulous. So, but I I find myself right now questioning myself when I read this book. Brasem was able to take and narrate all the things that he had to go through, but turn it into a development principle in business, in coaching, and in mentorship. But now today I have the story in Tadera Muta. It's just a story that I went through this. It's a story, it ends there. You
Yes.
understand what I'm trying to say? It
Yeah.
just ends there as a story, but it has no I lack I believe that I lack the zeal to be able to say by my own story, you can be able to transform and avoid going through this path because you can do this and this and this to develop yourself.
Indeed. So what you have been conveying to us now is that much as Brasem is born to serve, there has been a foundation for him to find himself where he is. As you have indicated, that the foundation was that he was working very close with his family, with his relatives, but he was part and parcel of the community. So
Definitely.
the issue of mentoring and coaching, he got it very early in his life, although that has not been very formal. But
Exactly.
it is something that tended to help him to be able to be who he is today,
Today,
want to serve,
definitely.
committed
Definitely.
to serving humanity.
Mm.
Yeah, indeed. I think we must also link it to chapter 4, the beginning,
Yes, definitely.
where he has indicated the importance of the area where he was born from. Not only the people in the area, but the landscape of the area where he was born from as well.
Yes, yes,
And the
definitely.
infrastructure there, the churches, the schools, and the importance of the school as an institution within which he was able to meet with his teachers, to meet with the principal. And those are the people who served as mentors and coaches during that time. And
Yeah,
ultimately became the person who he is because of the foundation he got from there.
definitely, definitely. Because you check also this all these things that he was going through, all the responsibilities he took. This responsibilities, there was no uncle that came and say, no, Mora, this is the time now, you have to now attend to this position, you have to take over from this and that and that. No, this comes naturally. It came naturally for Brasem More. He had to, as a firstborn child in his mother's house, he had consciously, the responsibility was on his shoulder. So as he indicated also in the book, that since he was a teenager, so the leadership role came to him naturally. It's something natural to him. So I believe that's where it started. It started at home, and also learning from the mother that advocated for other women. That was when she says that she can be mistaken to be someone that is rude, but if you know her, because he's articulating from the point of where he was closer to the mother, and he knew what she stands for. But you can see that the values where the values come from for Brasem where he is right now.
I think you might also look at chapter 3 and chapter 2 and 3, and ask yourself, why does he start with coaching in context and
Okay.
professional mentorship? Why? Why did he do that? Yeah, he wanted to show us at the outset that he is an expert in coaching and mentorship. And
Mm,
this coaching and mentorship is the outcome of the journey that he has gone through. But then he wanted to put the readers of the book and the listeners into a perspective that coaching and mentorship are his specialization, and they form the basis for the journey that he for the journey that he went through. They are the outcome of the journey that he went through and the experiences and the people he got into contact with, the journey that he took to Germany and come back, the vocational journey that he drove. All of them cultivate into him being a coach and a mentor. So chapter 2 and 3 are very important, and they are also linking with this to chapter 21, want to serve. And he's using coaching and mentorship as a tool for him to serve humanity.
Now, the other thing that I think it in this time, in this dispensation, makes him a great mentor and coach. I believe also. Look, I am under Dr. Mletsani. Dr. Mletsani is a great leader, and I see by her associations, and Brasem is one of them. I realize in the book there is somewhere he wrote about the practices of culture, and he stresses the importance of a coach being able to be adaptive to the change of culture, because the same culture and background that he grew up in, when he migrated to Johannesburg or Gauteng or wherever that he went, even in Germany, I believe he was confronted with change, and he was able to confront the change itself also and be able to adapt to it, because that's what he says, or everything, um yes, we can stress the concept of ubuntu in everything that we do and everything that a person does, even though now it's just a saying, it turned into a saying in our country, ubuntu. It's just something that is not practiced, but you check, he says that when you come into other culture, in fact, there is no culture that is static. There is none. So when he came into meeting different people, mentoring and coaching people that are coming from different walks of life, he is able to cultivate also the characters of the people, the background of the people, because they are different people that is what he is coaching. So he is able to cultivate and create a profile of a person and say, this one, I know where he will react like this. And these things, I believe, for a person to be able to do this, he has to have a segment or a base that he comes from a very strong foundation of leadership. I believe that Brasem, his background, when he speak about born to serve, I think he is born for this generation, Tadira Mutla, to be reminded of where we come from, not only just to hear about stories, but also a man who practicalize things and develop principles out of what he has went through. We have heard and been quoting people from outside our country, but now we have Brasem here. Brasem is saying something very tangible, something that we relate. Like, this book is easy to read in Dadera Mut. It's easy to read. It's very easy to go through it, and it's very relatable. When you are a young man like me, I relate. I relate very much with this Brasem.
Yes, and last week we were busy with the Lekgotla Way, and you started by also sharing with us your experiences of the Lekgotla. So last week we informed the listeners that this is one of the methods that we are contributing to the world.
Yeah.
And it is part of the journey that Brasem has shared with us. But ultimately, you must have something that you are contributing to the world as at large.
Yeah.
And the Lekgotla is one of the best.
Yeah.
Because in our leadership and management work, we are expected to share with people in a particular way. And now Brasem has given us the Lekgotla Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, when you talk about Lekgotla Way, it's also one of the one of the things that he spoke about when he was on the same chapter that we are reviewing, when he spoke about the human capital development transition model. He has got three transitions, and then I like the third one because it relates to what you are saying now. That he said that the third one, it's a voluntary transition, going back to the community and then serving the community, offering your support to your fellow community members. It's lifting the youth and then the community development. You need to understand that their need are much important also. So when you talk about him offering, that's what we talk about, a person that is born to serve. He served us with this Lekgotla way, where this ours, that's why I said it instills discipline in one. Whenever we have a meeting like that, and then you have to keep quiet and listen to the person that is talking, and then you wait until they are done, then you will be able to interject. But you interject whenever you have the ndugu in your hand. So that is one tool that is very, 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 very good. And I think this third transition, it was supposed to be a compulsory than a voluntary initiative, because nowadays we have got young people who go back to the community saying that we are going to give back to the community and motivate and try to coach the young one, but only to find out that they just go there to flaunt and lead them astray to a point that they don't have substance. Whenever they say they are motivating them, but there is a lack of substance, lack of direction. They just going into their this world of work or a world nje, but without any direction. So I think Brasem has done a very, very great job into this book, and also the Lekgotla way.
Yeah, indeed. As we said in the previous stream, yeah, we shared with the listeners the importance of this Lekgotla way.
Yeah.
That it is a divergent style of learning and development, and that it facilitates thinking, creativity, listening, flowing dialogue, consultation before a decision is made, verification of the decisions taken,
Yes.
and discussions until everybody is satisfied that they made their input. So what is emphasized here by the Lekgotla way, it emphasizes that people should reflect each other, and it provides us with the way people could respect each other using the Indu.
Yeah.
I heard you briefly talking about Ubuntu. Maybe as we look at the introduction by Brasem, saying that there's a South African philosophy called Ubuntu. Because we are.
Yeah.
And that Ubuntu is a good word meaning humanity.
Yeah.
I relate with this because in the association that I belonged to, our motto was serving humanity from cradle to grave. Then I link it with the role of the church. Most of the churches are taking care of the children from a very early age through the Sunday school.
Yes.
And then they have the programs to transition them from early childhood development to youth. And then there are youth programs that they are helping them with. And they help them to transition to adulthood. And from adulthood to old age.
Yeah.
And then the church, obviously, it heals us spiritually, and it takes care of us when we depart from this world.
Yeah.
So in our social work movement, then we had programs for children. We spent a lot of time on youth programs, and we also participated in the communities and helping the adults. And then we had programs for older people. And obviously, during times of bereavement, social workers are there. They are
Yes,
helping the
obvious.
family. So yeah, we served humanity from cradle to grave. So Brasam, we've been traveling the same journey with you. We are also born to serve, and we are very much happy about the contribution that you are making through this chapter. So, Brasam, in the book, you are also saying your connection and relationship with fellow human beings shape your being. We expressed this philosophy in all the African languages, and that in your Spedi language, you say, we say, "Motoki mutukabat." We grew up consciously aware of this philosophy and practicing it. Umuntu ngabatu, Brasam. Indeed, we grew up practicing this, and in English they say, "No man is an island."
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Emmanuel, let us continue our conversations in the book. What is your experience?
Yeah, no, you see, the other thing that I saw that I really liked the review of chapter 19 of Dr. Mletani. I'm not being biased because she's my she's my director. So but most especially when Meluisa said that, okay, Brasem, you are saying that the glass is broken. Now I would like to agree with Meluisa. Meluisa said the glass is not broken. Yes, you may have been shattered by then when your mother passed on. And amazingly, I find it very profound that you were the man that I know right now when your mother passed on, and you express your grief the way you are expressing it. But Brasem, Ndadera Muta, you will agree with me. You cannot drink from a broken glass, right? You cannot. But
No,
we are
you
busy
cannot.
drinking from Mejohanna's glass. We are busy drinking from her. We are drinking from her life experience. We are drinking from the teachings that he imparted on you, Brasem. The glass is never broken. It was not broken in the Dedzim.
Mm.
So we are drinking from the same glass, the same well that you say was broken, but we cannot drink from a broken one. But I believe that, and I agree with Meluisa, if she's listening, I agree with you that the glass is not broken. She played a very crucial role in your life, and the way that you said she entrusted you also with the responsibility of performing the ritual when you moved to a new home state. You performed the ritual. She entrusted you with a lot of responsibilities, Brasem, voluntarily, so that you can learn. And I do not think, however, that she was just doing it for you. I believe her vision may have been limited, that she's doing it for you and your sibling and your immediate community. But right now, Brasem, you see, COMETSA Radio is worldwide. We
Indeed.
are all drinking from the same glass that you say is broken.
Mm.
Well, I think what happened is natural, and Brasam acknowledged last time that it is the heart that was broken, and that
Yeah,
was a natural process.
definitely.
And
Indeed.
and he keeps appreciating the foundation that was built by his mother. Yeah. So I think let's continue conversing, Emmanuel.
Yeah, and also my understanding with Brasem's concept of when you read the same chapter 21, when he spoke about the various elements of the release phenomenon, um in to guide the community involvement initiative. So I wanted to understand, there's something that was missing in my understanding here when I read the release phenomenon, Brasem, that this release phenomenon, does it apply also? Do you apply? I don't know if in Tatera Muta can you find, did you see it? I wanted to understand that. I failed to apply it on the practical working space, working environment.
It's more the community setup. It is actually looking into the strengths of our diverse community and say that if you are to mobilize our people, you can mobilize them through this phenomenon, like we did in mobilizing young people in the Hillbrow flatland through sports. But once they were in sports, in soccer in particular, we then introduced Saturday youth leadership development courses. And they will come on Saturday from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. They will be in the class learning a number of topics around youth leadership. And then from 9 o'clock to 12, they will then enjoy their soccer. And we found that quite very powerful because we use what they loved most to actually instill discipline in terms of youth leadership. And today, you can meet such graduates and you will see through their way of carrying themselves that they had this holistic approach to their development without being denied from playing the sports they loved most.
No, that's beautiful, brother. Okay, no, I understand. So, however, the ambassador and Brasem says that you are an ambassador of your village, meaning that however way you see it, however way you conduct yourself when you are out of the village, as a byproduct of that village, whatever you do reflects on the community that you come from.
Indeed, yes.
So, and then I saw that he said Wanam Shimani in Spade. He says Wanam Shimani Molau Udia Bane.
Yes.
And I would like to quote also a verse in the Bible. I think it's in Proverbs chapter 1 verse 20 that says, out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in a public square. So meaning her wisdom molao, the very same one that the lesson that a young man, which this will he also reiterate that it applies also to women, that or young girls, whatever the lesson that you have to learn in life, meaning that it is not only the family or the mother who contributed to his being right now, what he is right now, meaning that the community as a whole played a role for him to be where he is. How he allowed the negativity also that surrounded him in the community, because it's not always the positive things that happens in the community. So he allowed both the negative and the positive, the immediate community that he was living in, shaped his mentality, his personality, what he is today, to be able for him to be able to dish out substance for us to consume his content and be able to be the leaders of tomorrow, the leaders that we need in our very own country. I remember in the launch, I forgot the name of the old man who stood up and said, I don't know if you will remember, Dadera Mudla, who said, all the money that is in that the money that is used in state capture must be given to Brasem. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember.
So he said that all the money must be given to Brasem so that he can I believe this is the substance that the old man was seeing in Brasem, the virtue that Brasem carries in everything that he does. So he believes that if Brasem is well resourced, there will be content that will it's either the content will be made available for us to consume and go in the right direction. Also, he will be able to utilize material that is available to him in order to benefit the people before he can benefit himself. That's what I see in Brasem's journey when he says that a young man gets the lesson from the old man. That is what an old man saw in Brasem in that instant when he was launching the book. If Brasem is resourced, change is going to be perfect and it's going to be implemented.
Indeed. You know, the other thing that is reflected here in chapter 21 is that the journey has not come to an end for Brasem, because he's saying that although he think he have found and connected with his life purpose, I quote, betterment of my fellow human beings' lives and building of communities, unquote. He says, I don't believe I can stop refining it further. I know that God is holding my hand and guiding me to the point where it would be crystal clear that I will be content and focus on its implementation to the latter. That
Definitely.
would be the day I would want my late mother to be with me spiritually.
Yeah.
For now, the journey in search of the ultimate life purpose continues. But he continues to honor his mother. He's saying, I want mom to know that what her son was brought on earth to achieve is materializing, and celebrate the evidence of such achievement. May her soul rest in peace. Prasam, they say these people are not dead, but they are just sleeping, and they are looking at us from somewhere. So your mother is dancing with other angels up there.
Very proud.
celebrating your achievement and wishing you more success in your journey. I think at this stage we must prepare ourselves to prepare for the second segment, where we will continue with the engagement and try to check how this chapter can contribute to the current and the future generations, and also see if, as we converse, there could be some challenges that we can look at and the recommendations that we can provide. Emmanuel, any remarks for the closing of the first segment?
Brasem, it is very encouraging, even listeners, it is very encouraging that I see that Brasem says that Mama was and still, even in death, my role model. This is very encouraging that even when she's not physically looking at Brasem, whatever he's trying to do, Brasem still consciously do things in the back of his mind, knowing that there is a role model that still needs to be proud of me wherever she is. So it's very courageous, Brasem, and I agree with you that when you say that the journey continues, as long as we still have people being born, you still need to to equip us and coach us for the betterment of us also treating other people with better, so that we can implement. When we implement whatever that you entrust, whatever teaching and coaching that we entrust in us, we are able to teach others also. So that is a great calling, a life purpose, a life task. So we thank God for your life, Brasem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm inspired by your reformulation of the chapter as well, Emmanuel. I'm born for this generation, and Cecilia has also acknowledged you for that. I think she's saying that what an appropriate and befitting heading. I applaud the speaker because how this book narrates the life experience that happened many years ago. However, I find myself encouraging my 23 years old daughter to read it and am surprised at how she relates to the experience as narrated in the book. Very powerful, well done. So
Yeah.
I'm saying so as well, Emmanuel. I never saw it from that angle. And you are basically saying that what is being elaborated in the book is actually as much relevant as it is to now generation as it was to our generation.
Definitely.
And thanks for that. And of course, your beloved boss, Enimuletsani, says, "Well done, Emmanuel. I am proud of you. Your narrative is very powerful. I'm so excited that you have learned a lot from the book. Stay motivated as a young person. Pray for the strength and wisdom." Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I like us to continue from here when we come back, as always, to look at some of the insights from the book in the context of using them as principles to guide, mentor, and coach the young people that so much need our support. When we come back, it would be wonderful if we can look at some of the challenges that are facing us today and how we convert these principles into insights that can teach them. So yeah, great stuff. So let's spend some a few minutes enjoying music, and we will be back. We will not take too long. We have 3 minutes saved from this first segment, so that means at about 2 minutes past, 3 minutes past, we will be back with the second segment, and indeed we will be joined by Mai Mutuvats in the second half, and hopefully we can engage with our listeners as well. So yeah, listeners, thank you so much. Tune in, stay in, enjoy the music, get your cup of coffee, hot chocolate is really cold today, and please be warm and stay with us until the last. I'm sure there's more to come from Emmanuel and the rest of the team. We'll be back.